Saturday Live. I'm your host, Olivia Vo, Savvy Social Pro, and welcome to all of you. And today we are asking the question, what is it like to advocate on Capitol Hill? So you may have heard of Capitol Hill being in the news lately. And when you're thinking of Capitol Hill, are you thinking about the riots that unfortunately happened with people trespassing and causing a ruckus in our nation's capital body of lawmaking? Or are you thinking about the trials that are going on? So what are your impressions of Capitol Hill? And does it deter you about being able to have an active voice in legislation? So we're going to be speaking with Katy Maag today. She is a wonderful and dear colleague of mine. I met her through AATH, and that's the Association for Applied Therapeutic Humor. And she's very involved with advocating on Capitol Hill. So we're going to hear about her adventures there, and stay tuned. So please, if you are just tuning in, let us know what makes you savvy. And if you are wondering what this special acronym stands for, we've got a video clip to play for you. So here it goes. One moment. I always love that intro music. It kind of gets me bopping ahead. All right. So we want to hear from you. What makes you savvy? Please let us know where you're watching us from. And please let us know your skills, positive attributes, values, victories and celebrations, and young at heart activities. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you today our guest for hashtag Savvy Social Saturday Live, and that is Katy Maag. Katy is a registered nurse and health and wellness consultant. She's all the way here from Ohio, and she specializes in heart health education, stress management, as well as laughter yoga. So I love it. I love it that she's a trained laughter yoga professional like I am. And in addition, you may want to know that Katy's favorite quote that she sees every day on her fridge is, be the change that you want to see in the world. And that is a big motivator for her to be involved and to start advocating for more heart health education here. And now let's bring her on and find out what else makes her savvy. Please join me in welcoming Katy Maag. Hello, Katy Maag. Happy Saturday.
Thank you, Olivia. Thank you for having me on Saturday. How are you?
You are so welcome. I'm so excited to see you. I love that color on you.
Thank
A
you.
beautiful yellow color.
Mustard. That way I look like a hamburger.
I love it. And Katie's one of those people that's always dressing her truth. And she taught me a little bit about that during the first time we met at the humor conference. And I love it because it's such a cheerful color on you, and it really speaks to how you are so positive and vibrant.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we want to hear from you too. You know, do you dress in colors that brighten your mood? And so if you check out our hashtag Savvy Social Saturday post, we're talking about dopamine dressing. I've got my happy shirt on today. So I always feel like I like to wear t-shirts with different words on them, different sayings. So I've got my happy shirt on. But yeah, so Katy and I go way back. Oh my gosh, like we met at the Humor Conference. We're both members of the first level 1 cohort for Humor Academy. We get to graduate! Yay! Woo, woo! Awesome. So we'll be seeing each other in 2 weeks. I'm so excited, Katy, in Mesa, Arizona.
Yes, me too. It's been a fast year. You think about it, a year, but it goes so fast, and you learn so much, and you get to apply what you want to the humor, to whatever you think needs best in your life and for others. I'm looking forward to the second year. I guess we're going to do a project. That might be interesting.
Well, to me, it seems like you've already started. Like you're like ahead of the class with all the work that you're doing with legislation on Capitol Hill.
Oh, thank you. No, I've been going to the Hill for about 7 years now. I go in the spring typically with American Associated Cardiac Pulmonary Rehab, and then in the fall I go with American College of Cardiology. So you can see those are both big people that related to heart and pulmonary disease. But actually, when I first started going to the Hill, every 40 seconds, somebody in the United States died. So you think about 7 years ago, every 40 seconds. Now it's every 30. It was 40 seconds. Now it's every 34 seconds. In October of 2022, somebody from U.S. dies from heart disease or cardiovascular disease. So I got involved because I seen that there was some things that needed to be changed, and it's just verbiage in a bill or just written down in legislation. So it's just a matter of, in order to go to the Hill, we get trained in what to say or what the bill that we're trying to get. Now, if you get a bill started in the House or Senate, it has to 2/3 has to pass in order for it to keep going or be passed as a bill. If not, by the end of the year, if it doesn't pass, you have to go back to the senators and representatives and get another bill number and keep working at it. It's just last time that we went was 2020. We actually went, AACVPR went the week before COVID hit. So you can imagine some of these people kind of remembered me, even though we were virtual for the next couple of sessions. But they remembered who we were, what we were doing. And I had to laugh because they always sent out a memo to wear your business attire. I wore my business attire. I'm a nurse. I wore a nursing uniform. My feet didn't hurt at the end of the day like some of the other people. But in all honesty, it was just a matter of trying to help heart patients. The two bills we got are just lacking resources for patients to get in. One is if you move the facility more than 250 yards from a freestanding hospital, it cuts the reimbursement rate by half. And cardiac and pulmonary rehab is not a moneymaker, but the benefit that patients receive from it are astronomical. They have less incidence of having another heart attack. They get the education, they get stress management skills. There's so much that they get that it's kind of a disservice if they don't receive those. And then the second bill that we're trying to get passed is 1406, and that's in the House right now. Actually, when we were there in March, we got the number the night before we went. So that was awesome. So then we could kind of say, hey, we have the new number. We would like your support. And like I said, a lot of these bills have been in legislation for years. So we could go back and look at the previous years, had they signed or were they a supporter of the bill? And then that was an easier end to say, hey, you supported it before. Well, what can we do to get this going again? Because it is for the benefit of the patients. But 1406 is a telehealth bill, and that means that patients can be in their homes and do cardiac rehab with a monitor, with the staff on the other side. And that's different than the virtual health. Virtual health has to be a doctor, physician assistant, nurse practitioner, where telehealth does not. So it's still a benefit for them, especially some of these older people that can't drive, or it's just a disparity to make it there with their loved ones. So it's kind of a help for them. And a body in motion stays in motion. So get them moving.
Get them moving, indeed. And I think that's fascinating to bring up. Like, it's not the most economical, like, money maker, but
Mm-mm.
I mean, if you're thinking about the end result for the patient, to improve their quality of life, I mean, it's astronomical, like you said.
Correct. The latest is when we go to them, they're like, okay, so if we pass this, even though it's going to be a benefit to them, where are we getting the money? So they're talking budgets now. Also, I mean, everybody is, but they're really talking budgets. If we do pass this, how are we going to support it? So that's another discussion that we'll be having. So that will be a discussion in another week or two, hopefully.
And I think that the trend nowadays is that many people want to age in place, right? Like they want to be comfortable in their own home. So if like nurses can come to them or if they can just be monitored at home, that's even better, right? Versus taking up space in a nursing home or
Correct.
facility.
Correct. Because you think about like a nursing home's $250 minimal per day for a family to have their loved one in a nursing home. Think of how fast that's going to deplete the funds. I mean, they have a 5-year window, but that's a lot of money. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money. A lot of, and they don't do as well in a nursing home because they're not with their loved one. Like with the pandemic, you think about how everybody was kind of kept away from their loved ones and social interaction. It did a lot for a lot of people's well-being. I know a lot of people that succumb to it because they miss their families or miss the social interaction, basically.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. So I'd open up the discussion about, what people thought of Capitol Hill. And I remember going to Capitol Hill on school field trips, and I was just in awe, right, of just like the austerity of the buildings and just there's so much energetic activity of people running around, like these lawmakers in action. Um, and then it was unfortunate to see like the riots that are happening. So kind of like, what is your feeling when you go to Capitol Hill? Because you were there even before the riots happened. Are there like more security measures? Is there any sort of like deterrent about being able to present and having a voice?
No, still kind of the same in place. It does kind of seem like there's more security around. We seen riots happen, a couple years ago when we were there. We seen them again this year when we were there. I think they're more watchful of what people are doing and things. It's just, I mean, that's just the unfortunate circumstance they had to do that. I really don't see where it got too much benefit from doing it. Really, that's my personal opinion. Um, I'll be honest, we never had a field trip to Washington, D.C. I never went until about 2015. I was lucky to be a volunteer on Honor Flight. So, an honor flight is actually where veterans from World War II, Korea, or Vietnam are able to take a flight and they take them to DC and show them the monuments and so show them some of the interesting things to DC. And usually, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts are there and they salute them and um, make it a homecoming they probably never got the first time. It's a phenomenal thing to do. And then when I went to DC the first time as an advocate, it was interesting because, you're nervous, not knowing what to do. One of the people that was with us, I had to laugh. She's like, "Well, aren't you nervous?" And at first I was, but then I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Why not?" I said, "Because we elect them. I think they want to hear what we have to say or what we think should be something that would be a benefit." So it was interesting. I enjoyed it. I enjoy being part of the change, being the change that we need. I just want to help everybody. I mean, everybody's getting older. I mean, there's alternative to that, but nobody wants that anytime they have before they have to. So why not help them?
Oh my gosh, that is such an eye-opening statement. I mean, we elect these officials, so why not partner with them and, present our case? Like they have to hear what we have to say.
Correct.
That's
And
so
most people are nervous.
I think we just put them on like this pedestal position, like wow, right? Like they're involved. They work in our nation's capital, and like you said, I mean, these are officials that we appointed that are supposed to look out for our best interests as a society as a whole. And I love what you said earlier about wear your professional clothes. This is my professional uniform, so I'm in scrubs and my comfy shoes because yes, I mean like I'm a nurse in action.
Correct. And I had to laugh because there was a little girl who was, well, she wasn't a little girl, she was 25, but she was in the elevator the second day and she had her shoes off and she's like, "These shoes aren't as bad as yesterday's." And I'm like looking at her, I'm like, "I don't think I would have took my shoes off in this elevator, but okay." I mean, I kind of laughed a little bit and I'm like, "Oh, you poor thing," because of the boils that she had on her feet. I'm like, "Oh, you poor girl." My feet
Oh,
didn't hurt.
forget bunions. These were boils. Oh my goodness.
Oh, these were, yeah. I'm like, "Ooh, ouch."
Excellent. That is so cool. I'm so excited. So Bill 1406, that's the one, right? And it's all for
Yep.
tele.
Yep, it's for telehealth, and the other one's 955, and that means any freestand or you can't move cardiac or pulmonary rehab past 250 yards from a hospital, which is a problem right now because things are growing, especially pulmonary patients. Post COVID, we have a lot of cardiac and pulmonary patients related to COVID because of the inflammation properties and some of the long term effect that they have. So, we kind of need that. We need to help get them in better, better mindset, better physical shape that they can, you know.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I want to be like you when I grow up, Katy. And I'm curious, I mean, like, what made you choose the nursing profession? And then from there, like, how did you even broaden that, right, to get involved with
Oh,
community and legislation?
I have to laugh actually. I was the world's worst student. I didn't even think I passed high school, to be honest with you. If you ever read my book, The Cinderella Monologues, you will see where I'm talking about how I almost didn't pass. And then I went to school and I worked full time. Anyway, long story short, I never thought I could. My aunt was going back to school, and I was working at a nursing home, and I loved it. Loved interacting with the patients. Loved being fun and just being part of their life also. And my aunt's like, well, I'm going back to college. You want to go back with me? Sure. Why not? Oh my gosh. I love it. I love nursing. I love helping patients. I love helping people. Really, it comes down to helping people be better um, caretakers of themselves. Women are notorious of not taking care of themselves, but everybody else. You can pour everybody else's tea, but you don't have any left in that pot. It's going to be detrimental. Really will be. I like doing that. I like helping people stress. I think most people have that mindset that, oh, so and so much better, whatever. Nah, everybody. You don't know what's going behind everybody else's closed doors. To be honest, I told my youngest son that a long time ago. Mitchell, be kind to everybody. You don't know what they have going on. To be honest, you still got to be cautious. But I mean, seriously, I'm usually with a smile or a laugh. Sometimes I kind of quip about a few things, but usually when you laugh with the patients, it kind of relaxes them a little bit and kind of, oh, okay.
I know, because it must be so stressful as it is, that they've got cardiac rehabilitation to go through, and
Mhm.
you're able to bring some joy and humor into making something that seems so dreary at least enjoyable.
Correct.
Something they
Correct.
can look forward to instead of dreading. Oh gosh, I got to be poked again, poked and pinned and prodded.
Well, cardiac rehab doesn't involve any pokes or pins usually. Yeah, they just they have heart monitor on and they exercise and get the education to help get themselves better after a heart related incident, whether the education's on diet or eating healthier. It's not necessarily a diet, but eating healthier, because when you ever notice when you eat healthy things versus eating junk things, how you feel? That's just bringing awareness to them that it doesn't have to be that hard. Everybody has a cheat day, I think. I do.
Yeah, Saturdays is my cheat day. Um, I love this so much. I love seeing this new side of you, Katy. You've been on live with me many times. I mean, we've often collaborated in those books. We were both authors of the
Mhm.
Cinderella monologues as well as Live Life and Wow, and that was such a joy to be a part of that with you. And speaking of your savvy acronym, I mean, I feel like you're living your savviness, right? I mean, you said off the bat, your skill is helping people and making them feel better about themselves and being better caretakers of themselves, right? You're definitely very positive and energetic. That's one of your attributes. You value loving people and being real with them. And like you said just now, you never know what's going on behind the closed doors or underneath
Mhm.
the surface. People don't have to feel they're alone in their struggle. And I think you have a way of drawing that out for people and making them feel like just at home with you. So I think that's a beautiful value that you have. I love what you wrote here about being victorious, again, with helping others with the legislation work you're doing and being the badass lady that you are. I think it's so cool. So I want to celebrate that. Yeah, for badass.
I could have added F, but we won't talk about that either.
Oh,
Talking about cheat days again.
awesome. But yeah, so badass lady. I mean, we can see you a mile away at the conference. Um,
There's a
and
story behind that too. I'm just saying.
And this is my favorite for your young at heart activities. You like to do improv and laughter. So that is awesome. Those are my two favorite activities as well, too. So no wonder we get along.
Great mind thinks alike.
Exactly, exactly.
Good.
Because I want to be like you and at the conference, I can't wait to just like, rub off some Katie. Yeah, rubbing elbows with Katie. Oh, let's do that. Yay. We finally get to meet again. So we'll rub other elbow or maybe this elbow. Okay, here we go. Elbow.
The army crawl after a while. No.
Rubbing elbows with our favorite people. Can't wait to see everyone from our Humor Academy and to graduate into level 2. And it's going to be fun just to brainstorm like, different ideas for our projects.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to it. It's brought a lot of interesting things and ideas to me, even. Do I want to keep doing this? Do I want to pursue speaking? Do I not want to do it? Do I want to just be a nurse? And it's like at my age, I've always put everybody else first and foremost. And no, I want to put me first and foremost. I want to do what I want to do, even if I fail, which if I do, guess what? I'm going to keep going and getting it till I get there. That's just the way I've always been. Just because I failed doesn't mean I'm out for the count. I'm telling you, I had all brothers. That used to be mean.
That's a pretty badass statement. I'm going to do things for me now.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to hold you to it, Katie. So I love it. I love it every time you come on live with me. And we always have so much fun to talk about. And so please connect with Katie if you haven't done so already. Her link is on the screen here. And like she said, she has more stories to tell. So be connected with her and she can give you all the details. So excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching hashtag Savvy Social Saturday Live. I mean, this is just one of the ways that I like to bring people together. And it's my strategy for networking and building relationships on LinkedIn. If you'd like to learn more about strategies for LinkedIn, please pick up a copy of this book. It's Ready, Connect, Grow. And I've got a chapter that I contributed in here called The Building Blocks of LinkedIn Relationships, A, B, C, and D. So get your copy and find out what that stands for. And we've also got a QR code here. So if you just scan the QR code, you'll be able to take to the link tree and you'll get the Amazon links for each country that you're in. So here we go. So go ahead and scan this right now. And you can order the book on Amazon. You can order a paperback copy or ebook. So with that, have a fabulous Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, let us know what makes you savvy. Thanks, Katie.
Bye. Thank you.
See you in Mesa.
All right.